Good morning, everybody. Okay. Hi, good morning. I am Vempati Srinivasulu, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, Nagarjuna Government Degree College, Nalgonda. So, in the previous classes, we have discussed and completed uh, nitrohydrocarbons and carbanions. Two chapters finished. So, today we are going to start a new chapter. Title is amines, cyanides, and isocyanates. In this chapter, we will discuss what are amines, what is the nomenclature of amines, classification of amines, and preparation of amines, and physical and chemical properties of amines, and aromatic amines, different chemical properties, and different azo coupling reactions. Then cyanides and isocyanates, nomenclature, isomerism, preparation, and properties. This is a syllabus we are going to cover in this chapter. Today we are going to start to discuss about amines. Okay. What are amines? Amines are organic compounds derived from ammonia, NH3. You see, ammonia. These are ammonia derivatives. In organic whenever ammonia when hydrogens are replaced by alkyl groups or L groups, we will get different amines. For example, you see RNH2. In the general formula of compounds is RNH2. You see, in this ammonia, one H is replaced by one alkyl group. Maybe CH3NH2 or C6H5NH2 or C6H5CH2NH2. All these are examples for amines. So, amines are organic compounds derived from ammonia. Then, coming to the classification. So, depending upon the nature of R in amines in RH2, these are classified into two types. In one of the classification, nature of the classification is depend upon nature of R. If R is aliphatic, we can classify them as aliphatic amines. Wherever this R, that means NH2 is directly linked to aromatic ring, we call those are called aromatic amines. So first classification, nature of R group. If this R is aliphatic, we call as aliphatic amines. If R is aromatic group, that means amino group, a nitrogen of amino group is directly linked to aromatic ring, we can say those are aromatic amines. You see, for aromatic amines, this is methylamine. For this is also aliphatic amine. Why? Because NH2 is linked to CH2, aliphatic carbon. This comes under aromatic amines. So C6H5NH2. So this is one type of classification. So this classification is based on amino group linked to which type of carbon? It's aliphatic carbon or aromatic carbon. That's it. Coming to the second type of classification. In this classification, what we do is the nature of carbon in amines, the nature of carbon when it is nitrogen is attached to, depending upon the nature of carbon, we can classify these are four types: primary amines, secondary amines, tertiary amines, quaternary ammonium salts. Generally, three types. We come, these are salts. Okay, we can say four types. Okay, so in primary amines, what is this RNH2? And that means nitrogen is linked, at least it has two hydrogens. In primary amines, nitrogen is linked to two hydrogens. We call those comes under primary amines. Coming to secondary amines, R2NH. You see R2NH. That means N is having only one hydrogen. So other two groups, alkyl groups, may be same or different. In tertiary amine, this R is linked to three alkyl groups. There is no hydrogen on N. So this is a tertiary amine. In tertiary amines, nitrogen linked to three alkyl groups. These alkyl group may be same or different. That's a different thing. But we are telling about number of alkyl groups, or in other words, number of hydrogens. If there are no hydrogens, amines with no hydrogen we call as tertiary amines. Amines with two hydrogens, primary amines. Amines with one hydrogen, secondary amine. Coming to the tertiary ammonium salt, this is a plus minus. So N is linked to four alkyl groups, and at the same time N is in the form of plus charge. That R4 N plus X minus, it is salt. So all three groups linked to alkyl groups, and one more link is bond is through one more covalent bond. So four bonds with nitrogen. At the same time, one X is there in the form of X minus. So in this way, amines are two types classification. In the first classification, amines are two types: aliphatic amines, aromatic amines. In the second type of classification, on the basis of nitrogen linked to which type of carbon, nature of the carbon depending upon four: primary amines, secondary amines, tertiary amines, quaternary ammonium salts. Actually, these are salts. First three only we call as amines. So this is about classification. Coming to the structure of amines, you see structure of amines. Ammonia in amines, ammonia is NH3, NH2 one alkyl group, one alkyl group. So nitrogen undergoes sp3 hybridization. That means four hybrid orbitals. One of the orbitals is occupied by electron pair, lone pair. Three are bond pairs. So this is a shape of amines as such an ammonia. So as ammonia is the pyramidal shape, amines also in pyramidal shape. So one more thing, nitrogen in sp3 hybridization, that's important. Okay, in amines, nitrogen central atom, nitrogen exhibits sp3 hybridization. It has three bonds, and one of the orbital is non-bond, occupied by lone pair of electrons. Three orbitals having three bond pairs. So this way, amines are in pyramidal shape. Coming to next slide. Sources. Amines are generally in nature, it's available as proteins, vitamins, and hormones. In synthetic manner, we can use these amines in different organic compounds like polymers, drugs, dyes. Novocaine is a drug which is used in dental treatment by dentist, and diazonium salts. So these are the different sources. So first one is natural source, second one is synthetic source. So we use these amines in various industries like polymer industry, drug industry, dyes industry, and different dioxin dolls, salts industry. Okay, this is about classification and sources, occurrence in the nature. Coming to the nomenclature. So, as usual, in general, in organic chemistry, we have two types of naming method. One is common method, and there is IUPAC method. So, in common method, we call the organic compounds in common names. So, we will observe two types of naming system for these amines. Okay, for taking one by one, we'll discuss both. We'll put the names of the in both methods. So, in general, in common naming system of amines, we call these amines as alkyl amines. Alkyl amines. You know, RNH2 is the formula. RNH2. Okay, this alkyl. If it is aliphatic, alkyl. It is aromatic, aryl amine. So in general, in common method of naming, amines are named as alkyl amines or aryl amines. Coming to the IUPAC method, we call these as alkanamine or NH2. If RH is alkane, if H is replaced by amine. So that's why this is alkanamines. In IUPAC system, these amines are named as alkanamines. So we'll take examples one by one. Okay, already we discussed amines are four types: primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary. So we will take one by one. So primary amines. So these are all parameters with CH3NH2. In common method, it is known as methylamine. Already I told you alkyl amine. So what is this? This is methyl. What is this? Amine. So this is methylamine. In common method, it is called methylamine. Coming to IUPAC method, alkanamine. So if we CH4, we call as methane. So in one of the hydrogens is replaced by amine. That's why we call as methanamine. So this one is methylamine in common name method, methanamine in IUPAC method. Coming to next. So this one. You see CH3, CH2 and H2. It is ethyl amine. 2 carbon we call as ethane. So one hydrogen is replaced by NH2. That's why it's called ethylamine in common method. Whereas in IUPAC method, it is called ethanamine. Ethanamine. Okay, next. You see this one. 1, 2, 3. 3 carbons. 1, 2, 3 carbons. Prop. So saturated hydrocarbon, propane. One hydrogen is replaced by amine. That's why it is propylamine. In common name, it is propylamine. Whereas in IUPAC method, it is called propanamine. 1 propanamine. Why? Because this amino group is at first carbon. If it is the second carbon, it is a 2 propanamine. So that is IUPAC name. Okay, coming to this one. In common method, it is phenylamine. In IUPAC method, it is benzenamine. If there is no MnH2, it is called benzene. In one of the hydrogen is replaced by amine. That's why it's called benzenamine. Generally, we call this as aniline. Aniline. It is also accepted. In IUPAC method, it is also called aniline. Aminobenzene is also known as aniline. Okay. So next one. Coming to this one. This is also aniline, but the fourth place is replaced by bromine. Fourth place is acquired bromine. So 4-bromoaniline. Bromophenylamine in common name. In IUPAC name, para-bromoaniline, or remembering 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-bromoaniline. Coming to this one, what is this NH2? Ortho position is methyl, so orthomethyl aniline, or it is we call this is orthotoluidine. So orthotoluidine or orthomethyl aniline. So all these we see, all in these all amines, and nitrogen has 2 hydrogens. That's why all these 6 compounds we can classify these are primary amines. Already we discussed primary amines are having 2 hydrogens attached to nitrogen. Okay, this is a common naming system. Coming to next slide, secondary amines. So in secondary amines, what is happening? So you see, all nitrogens are having 1 hydrogen. You see, 1 hydrogen. Nitrogen has only 1 hydrogen. That's why these are all are secondary amines. In secondary amines, nitrogen has only 1 hydrogen. Okay, come to the naming system. In secondary amine, nitrogen linked to 2 alkyl groups. You see, R2NH. If both R's are same, we can call as simple amine. If both R's are different, we call as mixed amine. So for simple amines, like both are same alkyl groups, you see this one, both are same. That's why in IUPAC method, for secondary amines, we call this as dimethyl, N-dimethylamine. What is that? In common method, it is called N-dimethylamine. In IUPAC method, it is called as, you see, this is a hydrocarbon with NH2, this is substrate. So N-methyl methanamine. Once again, N-methyl methanamine. If there is no amine, this methyl group is not there, it will be methanamine. But one of the amines replaced by methyl group. That's why it is called N-methyl methanamine. Once again, in secondary amines, in common method, N-dimethylamine. In IUPAC method, it is called N-methyl methanamine. Next, this one. You see, both are same. So that's why N-diethylamine. This is a common name. Coming to the IUPAC name, it is ethanamine. In place of 1 hydrogen, there is ethyl is a substrate. That's why N-ethyl ethanamine. Coming to the third one, next one. You see this one. These two are different. One is methyl group, other one is ethyl group. That's why in common name, N-ethyl and methylamine. E-M. E comes first. That's why in the CA method, we follow alphabetical order. That's why it is N-ethyl and methylamine. It's a common name. Coming to the IUPAC name, it is ethanamine. It is ethanamine. But one group is substituted by methyl. That's why N-methyl ethanamine. N-methyl ethanamine. This is a IUPAC name. Coming to the next compound, this one. You see, in the common method, mixture of secondary amine, mixed amine. One is phenyl group, other is methyl group. That's why it is called as MNOP, methyl phenylamine. Common name is methyl phenylamine. In IUPAC method, we know it is aniline, but one of the hydrogen is replaced by methyl. That's why N-methyl aniline or benzenamine. You can say both methods, both names. In IUPAC, it is accepted. Aniline name is accepted for IUPAC method. That's why it's N-methyl aniline. Next, you see this one, diphenylamine. Diphenylamine or N-phenyl aniline. So if there is no phenyl group, it will be aniline. But one of the hydrogen specified phenyl group. That's why N-phenyl-aniline. Coming to next compound, it is common name is phenyl ethyl. First, ethyl phenyl amine. It's a common name. In IUPAC method, it is aniline, but one is substance is ethyl. N-ethyl aniline. It's IUPAC method. Coming to this one, you see this is aniline, but one group is isopropyl. So N-isopropyl aniline. In common name, phenyl isopropyl. Isopropyl phenylamine is a common name. In IUPAC method, it is called 2-propyl. Okay, we can say both methods. Propylamine, 2-propylamine, N-phenyl 2-propylamine, or isopropyl aniline. This is the IUPAC naming method for secondary amines. All these examples comes under secondary amines. Why? Because in these compounds, N is linked to only one hydrogen. Coming to the tertiary amines. In tertiary amines, what is happening here? In tertiary amines, okay, general formula is R3N. Three R's are same, we can say trialkyl amine. If R's are different, we name them as per alphabetical order followed by amine. Alkyl, alkyl, N-alkyl, 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 amine, like that. Whereas in IUPAC method, one of the alkyl group is taken as a mother root, main chain. Remaining alkyl groups are taken as substituents. That's why N-alkyl, N-alkyl, alkanamine. So this is a naming system of tertiary tertiary amines. You see one by one. Okay. So this one. What is this? N is linked to 3 methyl groups. All alkyl groups are same. That's why N trimethyl amine. This is the IUPAC name. Coming to the common name. Coming to the IUPAC name, it is methenamine, but 2 hydrogens are replaced by methyl groups. So N-dimethyl methenamine. So common name is trimethylamine. IUPAC name is N-dimethyl methenamine. This one. Okay. Next. This one. You see, three groups. Out of 3 groups, 2 groups are ethyl groups, 1 group is methyl group. That's why we can say actually 2 carbons take main root, ethanamine actually. 2 groups are occupied by 2 hydrogens are occupied by 1 methyl group, 1 ethyl group. That's why it is N-ethyl N-methyl ethanamine. In IUPAC naming method, it is called N-ethyl, N-methyl ethanamine. We don't say gamma, just we have to pass some time. So N-ethyl N-methyl ethanamine. Coming to this compound, 3 alkyl groups are ethyl groups. That's why triethylamine is a common name. Coming to IUPAC name, it is ethanamine, but 2 groups are 2 ethyl groups. So N-diethyl ethanamine. Coming to this compound, you see methyl, ethyl. So ethyl group, alkyl group, with so many number of carbons, we take root name. That is the ethanamine. So N-dimethyl ethanamine. This is the naming system of tertiary amines. All these are tertiary amines because no hydrogen has hydrogen, or no nitrogen has hydrogen. That's why they are nitrogen without hydrogens. That's why these are called, these are classified as tertiary amines. Okay. So in this way, we have to name the alkanes. Okay, some more alkanes, some more compounds. Coming to the aromatic amines. You see, this one is aniline derivative, N-dimethyl aniline. It is the IUPAC method. Then okay, in common name simple, dimethyl phenyl. So NN dimethyl phenyl amine. NN dimethyl and phenyl amine. It is a common name. In IUPAC name, NN dimethyl aniline. Coming to this one. One methyl, one ethyl, one phenyl. Both all are different. In common name, N-ethyl, N-methyl, N-phenylamine. In IUPAC method, it is aniline, but two hydrogens are replaced by one methyl ethyl. So N-ethyl, N-methyl aniline. This one is N-methyl, N-ethyl, N-methyl aniline. Coming to this one. Two ethyl groups are there. That's why it is NN diethyl phenylamine. This is common name. Coming to the IUPAC name, it is aniline, NN diethyl aniline. Okay. Okay. This one is this one. Two phenyl groups, one methyl group. So NN diphenyl, N-methyl. I mean, first I tell first methyl group, MNOP. So N-methyl, NN diphenylamine. It is a common name. In coming to an IUPAC name, it is aniline, N-phenyl, N-methyl, first methyl, N-methyl, N-phenyl aniline. This is the name of that compound. Coming to the this one, these two are quaternary ammonium salts. You see, N is not having hydrogen. Further, it is linked to 4 alkyl groups, and the nitrogen is having plus charge. It is in the form of salt. That's why we call these as quaternary ammonium salts. Okay. So N4 N tetramethyl N tetramethylamine ammonium chloride. Coming to this compound, the same. So the quaternary salt of amino salts. So this is way we can name the aromatic and aliphatic primary, secondary, tertiary amines. This is about naming system. In the naming system, we have two name systems. One is common name. In the common name, we call as alkyl amines. Depending upon number of alkyls, we'll say alkyl, dialkyl, trialkyl, like that. In aromatic, in IUPAC name method, we call these as alkanamine or arenamine, depending upon nature of our group. So this is about our naming system of amines. Okay. Coming to the preparation methods. So in our syllabus, we have 5 types of preparation methods. Okay. How to prepare amines. This is our next part. So we have 5 methods. One is ammonolysis of alkyl halides. Second is this one is ammonolysis of alkyl halides. Second is the reduction of amides. Third is the Gabriel synthesis. Fourth is the Hoffman bromide reaction. Fifth is Schmidt reaction. So we have these 5 types of methods to prepare amines, either as aliphatic or aromatic amines. So in this class, we'll discuss 2 methods. One is ammonolysis of alkyl halides. Second is reduction of amides. We'll cover these 2 methods of preparation. Okay, next slide. You see. Okay. First one is ammonolysis of alkyl halides. You see, what is alkyl? RX is the compound alkyl halide. R is alkyl group, X is halogen. RX. You see, RX, alkyl halides. Okay, these alkyl halides, when they react with ammonia in presence of base, they form mixture of amines. We'll get a mixture of primary, secondary, tertiary, and finally quaternary ammonium salts. You see, this one, primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary. So we'll get mixture of these compounds. That's why it is not preferable, even though we have to learn how to prepare. In this method, we'll get a mixture of amines. That's why we have to separate it one by one. That's why it is a time taking and chemicals consuming cost, not cost effective. Even though we have to discuss, we have to learn what is what. Okay. For example, you take methyl chloride. You see, alkyl halide, in the place of R, you take methyl chloride with ammonia. In place of NaOH, we'll get methylamine, diethylamine, triethylamine, and tetramethyl ammonium salt. You get four compounds. You see, four compounds, mixture of these compounds. So when methyl chloride is reacted with ammonia in place of NaOH, we'll get mixture of compounds: methylamine, diethylamine, triethylamine, and quaternary salt of ammonium salt, quaternary ammonium salt. In the second example, you see this is in place of methyl, you are taking ethyl. You see, it's a ethyl bromide. Ethyl bromide, whenever it reacts with ammonia, will get, you see, ethylamine, diethylamine, triethylamine, tetraethyl ammonium bromide. If you have taken bromide, that's why you get salt, bromide. In the first case, you have taken what? Methyl chloride. In the second example, you have taken bromide. Okay, you will take iodide. So reactivity, when we compare the reactivity, alkyl halides, X may be bromide, chloride, or iodide. So the nature of the reactivity is when you compare this reactivity towards ammonolysis, you see alkyl iodides are more reactive than bromides. Chlorides are least reactive. Why this is? So this the Ri is due to more size and the bond distance is more polarizable bond. That's why I is relieved as I minus easily than Cl. The bond polarizability is more in the case of iodides. That's why alkyl iodides are more reactive than bromides and chlorides towards ammonolysis reaction. Okay, next slide. See one more example. When aniline is reacted with the methyl, when aniline is reacted with the methyl iodide, it is reacted in presence of sodium hydroxide. You see, this is N-methyl aniline. It is N dimethyl aniline. It is N trimethyl anilinium halide. Iodide. If you take iodine, that's why it is iodide now. We'll get iodide salt. So this is one example. So in this example, what is happening? All hydrogens are replacing by methyl groups one by one. So this is a ammonolysis of alkyl halides. What is happening here? Alkyl halides, when they are reacting with ammonia in place of base, ammonia, hydrogens of ammonia is one by one is replacing by alkyl groups. That's why this reaction is termed as ammonolysis of alkyl halide. In this method, we will get mixture of primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary ammonium salts. That's why it is a cost effective, not cost effective. Then we have to separate the mixture. That's why it is not preferable. Coming to the mechanism, what is the mechanism is involving in this reaction? So what is the mechanism? The description of all internal steps that are leading to formation of products from reactants is called reaction mechanism, as we know. So that's why we discuss what is happening in this reaction. You see, first alkyl halide RX. In the RX, you see RX. X is more electronegative. That's why this bond electron pair is divided towards halogen. That's why X bears minus charge, partial minus charge, whereas R bears partial plus charge. So that's why you see alkyl halide R plus and X minus partial plus partial charges. When they react with ammonia, in ammonia there is electron pair. This electron, due to this having electron pair, it acts as a nucleophile. So this nucleophile attacks electrophilic carbon, alkyl carbon. Why? Because R is plus partially plus charge, electrophilic center. This at the same time, this bond electron pair attracted towards, polarized towards halogen. Okay, that's why we see this type of compound formation takes place. So, see, just right. this one. What is happening here? Ammonia is attacked on R. It's a compound R NH2 plus H1, one more H is there, and X minus. Okay. This on NaOH. What is NaOH? Na plus plus OH minus. Na plus it abstracts X, it goes as NaX, sodium halide. OH abstracts a proton from N plus. Why? Because N is plus charge. This bond electron pair with hydrogen attracted towards nitrogen because of more electrophilic nature. N doesn't bear plus charge because of its high electronegativity. It attracts its bonded pair from hydrogen. That's why H goes as H plus. This H plus reacts with OH minus, leaving as water. So that's why we are observing one amine. This is RNH2. So primary amine is formed. This primary amine, once again, it reacts with alkyl halide. Why? Because N has electron pair. It also acts as nucleophile. Strong. Why? Because when compared to ammonia, it has one more alkyl groups. That's why it is more strong nucleophile. Because of plus I effect of R, it attracts more than ammonia. When it reacts with alkyl halide, one more alkyl halide, this alkyl halide, its same electron pair gives to the R, so it forms this type of ion. You see this one. When react with NaOH, losing NaCl and water, you are getting secondary amines. You see secondary amines. These secondary amines, one more hydrogen is there. That's why it is reacted with one more alkyl halide, forming this salt. With NaOH, finally it forms tertiary amines. It's a tertiary amine. This tertiary amine, whenever react with alkyl, it forms a quaternary salt. This quaternary salt doesn't react with NaOH. Why? Because it's a salt. One thing, there is no hydrogen and no acidic hydrogen. That's why the reaction stops there. So that's why in this reaction, ammonolysis of alkyl halide, we will get a mixture of compounds. That's why you have to be separated. You have to separate all those things. This is in this way you get a mixture of compounds: primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary salt. So whenever we want to stop the reaction at primary level, we have to take more ammonia and less alkyl halide. If alkyl halide concentration is very less, the reaction can stop on primary or secondary level only. That's why if you want to prepare primary amine, we have to take more alkyl halide, more ammonia, less alkyl halide. That's one thing to be noted. Okay, this is the mechanism. In this mechanism, what is happening? Ammonia is acting as nucleophile. This nucleophile is substituting X minus. That's why it is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. In organic chemistry, we have substitution, we have addition, we have elimination reactions like that. So it comes under nucleophilic substitution reaction. In all these steps, if you observe, hydrogens are replacing by alkyl groups. Okay. In ammonia, all hydrogens are replacing by alkyl groups. This is ammonolysis of alkyl amines. In this method, you will get mixture of amines. That's why it is not preferable. In the mechanism, it is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. In this reaction, all hydrogens of ammonia are replacing by one with alkyls. It is a stepwise mechanism. Okay, coming to the next slide. Reduction of amides. In this class, we discuss only two methods of preparation. Okay, one is ammonolysis of alkyl halides. Second is reduction of amides. So what are amides? As we know, amides are the compounds with the CONH2 functional group. This is amide group. That's why amides, in presence of different reducing agents like lithium aluminum hydride or sodium borohydride, we can take different as tin HCl or anything else. So this CO group is converting into CH2 group. So that's why we are calling this reaction is a reduction reaction. What is reduction? Losing of oxygen or addition of hydrogens. In both way we can define reduction reaction. So this is we are observing these two. You see, CO group is converting into CH2 group. In this conversion, oxygen is getting lost and hydrogens are being added. That's why it is a reduction reaction. That's why the reagent which is in this used in this reagent is called reducing agent. What is this? Lithium aluminium hydride. Lithium aluminium hydride. It's a reducing agent as we know. So different examples. You see, alkanamides. What happens? Okay. Alkanamides gives amines with same number of carbons. So number of carbons no change. For example, estamide is giving ethylamine, ethanamine. Propionamide it is giving propylamine or propanamine. Benzamide it is giving benzylamine. So all these are amides. These amides, when they are reacting with the lithium aluminum hydride in place of water, it is undergoing reduction reaction by giving concerned same number of carbon amines with same number of carbons. Okay, this is a reduction method. See, all these are amides. C1H2, C1H2, C1H2. These are converted into CH2NH2. That's why it is a reduction reaction. Estamide is giving ethylamine. Propionamide is giving actually amides are derivatives of acid. That's why it's a propionamide. Benzamide. So propionamide gives propionamine, propylamine or propanamine. So benzamide is giving benzylamine or benzylamine. Okay, okay, benzylamine, methyl benzene, taurine. So benzylamine. Coming to the mechanism. In this mechanism, what is happening here? You see, so amides, when they react with lithium aluminum hydride, you see this is a lithium aluminum hydride. Lithium aluminum hydride has 4 bonds with hydrogens, and has plus charge, or minus charge, and lithium plus charge. It's a salt of lithium aluminum hydride, LiAlH4. This hydrogen which is linked to aluminum directly shifts to this carbon. Why? Because CO carbon is polarizable. You see, CO carbon is polarizable. This pi bond moves towards oxygen. That's why carbon becomes electropositive, electrophilic center. Then, due to this electrophilic center, this hydrogen along with electrons, it goes as hydride ion. Hydride is shifting from lithium aluminum hydride to carbonyl carbon amide. Carbonyl group of amide. So forming this type of compound. You see, this type of compound. Then it is on delocalization of electrons from nitrogen. It's forming this type of imine. On addition of one more hydrogen from this group, finally you are getting amines. So finally, this is on hydrolysis. It gives lithium aluminum hydroxide. Okay, that's a different thing. So anyhow, in this reaction mechanism, lithium aluminum hydride is acting as a reducing agent. It is providing 2 hydride ions, H minuses. These hydride ions are adding to carbonyl carbon. At the same time, oxygen is removed from this amide to aluminum. That's why it is a reduction reactions. In general, what is happening? This amide group is changing it to amine group. This is amine. So CO group is changed to CH2 group. That's why it is a reduction reaction. So this is a mechanism. In this mechanism, what is happening? Hydride ions are shifting from aluminum to carbonyl group of amide. That's why it is a reducing agent. Okay, so this is a reduction of amides. So this is today's class. So what we have learned today, once again we recap. Amines. What are amines? Organic compounds containing NH2 group or ammonia derivatives of organic compounds of ammonia are called amines. We have two types of amines, aliphatic amines, aromatic amines. In other classification, primary, secondary, tertiary amines and quaternary ammonium salts. In the IUPAC naming system, we have two methods. Common method, in the common name, we call these are alkyl amines. And in the IUPAC naming method, we call as these as alkane amine. So we have discussed these methods with various number of examples. Then coming to the preparation, we have 5 methods. Out of 5, today we discussed 2 methods. One is the ammonolysis of alkyl halides. It's a nucleophilic substitution reaction. In each stage, hydrogen of ammonia is replacing by alkyl groups. This is not preferable. Why? Because we'll get in this method mixture. We'll get mixture in this method. That's why we have to separate everyone one by one. That's why it is time-taking process, not preferable. Then coming to the second process, it's the amides, reduction of amides. Amides on reduction with lithium aluminum hydride or any there are some other reagent also, TnHCl, nickel, hydrogen. There are so many. But in this example, we've taken lithium aluminum hydride. So amides with lithium aluminum hydride, it is converting into amines. We have discussed the mechanism. In the mechanism, the lithium aluminum hydride is providing required number of hydride ions. That's why it is acting as a reducing agent. So with this, I am closing this part 1, amines part 1. The second chapter, in the next lesson, we'll discuss remaining methods of preparation. Thank you very much.